Greece to Bosnia to Slovenia to Serbia to Bulgaria to Turkey. The Balkans are an extremely diverse group of mountainous countries in southeastern Europe, with countless political, religious and cultural divides. Drive 2 minutes down a road, you've gone from Sunni Islamic Albanian cartel bosses to ultra-orthodox Christian, overweight Greek granddads. Then walk 2 minutes over a hill and all of a sudden they speak alien gibberish, also known as Macedonian. The thing is, Balkaners will genuinely start catastrophic wars over their difference in haircuts, or something that insignificant, you know? Balkaners usually only operate within two modes: brutal, vicious war crimes, or complete laziness with the occasional petty argument. Yet apart from in this region, there is a lot of sleeping and arguing going on in the Balkans right now. And for a region of the world that takes their cultural differences so seriously, yeah, I mean really seriously, I thought, what else could I do but evaluate the stereotypes the world assigns to each one of these countries, and rate each country's stereotypes on a scale from 1 to 10 on how accurate said perceptions actually are. First off, Serbia. These guys catch some Russia dick-riding allegations, Russia glazing allegations, Russia meat gobbling allegations. Maybe the only reason Putin's trying to expand is because he wants to connect his country to Serbia and take all the Serbian femboys for his own. I've met some cool Serbians though, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But another stereotype which is pretty true about this country is that, how do I put it, it's also kind of Russian in how it looks. And I'm not talking Moscow or SPB, I'm talking absolute Soviet misery. I'm talking straight Norilsk, I'm talking straight Vorkuta, I'm talking straight Yakutsk. Look at Belgrade, man. I kind of love it, but that's because I'm weird, and this landscape and these living conditions are definitely what makes Serbians such hardened human tanks. Tanks that may or may not have a little tendency to participate in war crimes. Anyway, I am having a hard time defending you guys from these allegations, man. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for accuracy. Right, next up, Kosovo. I think when people usually hear this word spoken out loud, the common reaction is just absolute fear. Fear that they're about to be involved in a fatal altercation because they said something slightly wrong about a political situation that they don't understand whatsoever. Yeah, same. So I guess the stereotype is that Kosovo is just 2 million unfortunate people stuck within the most volatile, confusing, most fucked up political situation in the entire region. And you know how cooked you have to be to have the worst political situation in the Balkans? That's like being the most sunburnt person in Ibiza. That's crazy. What an achievement. I'll give a 10 out of 10 for this one, man. Albania. The big stereotype about these guys is that they're all corrupt cartel affiliated Mercedes drivers that somehow always have a shady connection to the industry. I mean, look, all you gotta do is look up the A word next to the C word and you've genuinely got infinite news articles. All I'm saying. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the prime minister of this country apparently does so little that he had the time to do a live stream with iShowSpeed on Twitch on like a few hours notice. Could you see this happening in any other country? No. This heavily supports my theory that the country's economy is fake and actually just revolves around vaults and vaults and vaults of sugary white powder. You know how before 1971 the USA kept vaults of gold to value their currency, right? I think I know what they're using in Albania, huh? I think I know. And you know what? They hide it in those bunkers. See, it all makes sense now. I've never been to Albania, but honestly it does look like it has another side to it. The beautiful jagged mountains, the crystal clear rivers, the stunning nature. However, realistically, most Albanians don't live out here farming goats and playing traditional shwip tunes on their shifteles, do they? Nah. Albanians really saw this and invented secondhand BMWs, huh? They have that one specific drip, like Simon Cowell in that one photo, you know? So honestly, I'm gonna have to rate this organized crime stereotype pretty high. I mean, come on, you don't ride about London on an e-scooter dripped up like that without a little something in your Gucci pouch, you know what I'm saying? 7 out of 10. One thing that really divides the Balkans is how major political events are portrayed by the different countries and the different news outlets in the region. For example, there was an incident where Kosovo closed 2 of its border crossings to Serbia following a series of protests recently, right? Using ground news, I can see that the right-wing news sources tend to focus on how volatile Kosovo's north is in general. However, the left-wing sources tend to focus more on the problems Serbian fascists are causing. Using ground news, I was able to analyze more than 50 articles reporting on this subject and come to my own conclusion based on the facts, not the persuasive but biased news headlines. Ground news gathers media outlets worldwide. They make it quick and simple to compare coverage with context on each source, so you can make your own mind up based on the facts completely. I use ground news a bunch. I specifically asked them to sponsor this video because I just believe they have a great mission which has helped me craft a view of the world that's more informed and less reactionary and, you know, just media stupid. I like that I can track my own news bias. It helps me get a load of insight into my reading habits and my potential blind spots. So my recommendation, go to ground.news/geopold to save 50% on the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I have. Subscribe now with a link in description to unlock your own news bias dashboard, or even gift it to a friend in need. Montenegro. Now these guys have one very specific stereotype. They're known for one thing and one thing only: laziness. I'm not memeing, alright? No joke, there are like 2 notable things about Montenegro. 1, how NATO invented their existence in the 90s for some reason. 2, how fucking sleepy these guys are. They have a professional laziness contest annually where you can win thousands for doing nothing. You have like 50 contestants. The winner gets granted with the coveted title of laziest citizen. This is like Montenegro's version of an OBE or a knighthood. Laziness. Crazy thing about this country is that it's known for being so beautiful and also so empty because the citizens of this country do not go outside and utilize this nature, bro. They are inconceivably lazy. The capital city is also known for being like the most boring large city in the Balkans because no one is doing anything, man. I usually think the saying nothing ever happens is bullshit, but I don't know, this little square of land might test my beliefs, honestly. All these sources are pointing to the allegations being true. I'm gonna have to say 9.5 out of 10, man. Croatia. I don't actually think there are too many stereotypes about these guys. The only one I can think of is the hilariously massive divide between inland Croatians and coastal Croatians. These guys either have the most depressing Yugoslav lives ever, or they're athletic tanned gods living in beautiful Adriatic paradise. This is absolutely true. I've been to Zagreb and I've also been to Split. The difference in people's smiles is crazy. You can tell which region they're from by the look in their eyes, you know. The only other thing I can think of that they're known for is having absolute shitloads of British tourists. Unfortunately, 10 out of 10. This is facts. Slovenia. Now, the usual stereotype about these guys is pretty well known. They're like feminine femboys, right? A whole country of femboys. Look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Cap. Take, for example, this man. Come on, man. I guess this meme of Slovenians comes from them being very Western European compared to the other Balkan countries, you know? They got soft hands, basically. And whilst this might potentially be true in Ljubljana, I mean, literally look at this city, dude. Why does it have all this drip for no reason? I'm telling you, okay? I've been to rural Slovenia, don't ask why. But these people are undoubtedly Balkan as fuck. These guys are as Balkanic as it gets. The heavy drinking genuinely starts at 8 AM in the morning. It's by far the most alcoholic place I've ever visited in my life, and that's saying a lot. Their food, this meatball and potato shit, prime Balkan scran. I also, out of nowhere, found 3 gigantic stone heads sticking out of some farmer's field. A-star Balkanism, alright? So the non-Balkan Westoid allegations are actually very incorrect. I'll give them a 1 out of 10 for accuracy, man. Next up, Bosnia. I think some of the main stereotypes I hear about Bosnians is that A, they're genuinely built like superhuman werewolf tank hybrids. I mean, I went to secondary school with a bunch of Bosnians, and I remember by age 13, Hey, I'm talking full beard. I'm talking mustache. I'm talking broader shoulders than prime Mike Tyson. Absolute machines, man. I remember this one time 2 of these guys got in a fight. There was genuinely like a risk of fatality for any of the skinny old teachers to step in. So I think it just went ahead until there was a visible dent in one of the guys' foreheads. If I remember correctly, they were mates again the next day. So say what you want about these guys, I think they're pretty forgiving people. And realistically, these guys have got to be pretty patient to live in current day Bosnia because it's the most stupidly complicated, most confusing country ever. One pretty accurate stereotype about these guys is, yeah, you will very, very, very rarely find pork in the Muslim bits of Bosnia. But yo, gambling, smoking, incomprehensible amounts of alcohol. Hey, serve me up, man. It's almost like Bosnians were like, yo, if we're gonna break the rules anyway, we might as well go all out because these guys drink like champions. But look, man, who am I as a non-religious hell burner to make an evaluation on someone else's interpretation of their religion? I just think it's a pretty funny stereotype, which is very accurate about Bosnians and also like Albanians. Overall, 7 out of 10 for accuracy on these. Bulgaria, I guess the main stereotype about these guys is that they're actually still Neanderthal cavemen that live in stick huts and eat rocks. I mean, look, man, I was in Sofia a year or 2 ago. I did see a couple apartment blocks, so they might have evolved more than we initially thought. I think the reason this stereotype exists is because Bulgarians are insanely ancient as a people. They're one of the oldest civilizations in Europe. The city of Plovdiv is the 6th oldest city in the world and the oldest city in Europe. And honestly, yeah, if you walk around Bulgaria, you will see a bunch of guys that, you know, look like they came from 5000 BC as well. You also just don't hear much about Bulgaria at all if you live anywhere outside of Bulgaria. So I think that adds to the perception that they all just live in mud huts and haven't even heard of the internet yet. Although I'm gonna have to say this isn't that accurate because, you know, someone's got to be buying all them secondhand German cars, right? We know very well every Bulgarian man's dream is a 6-year-old BMW, and that proves that they at least have roads, okay? 4 out of 10 for accuracy. Greece. Everyone knows I f*** with Greek people, man. These guys truly have some of the best vibes ever, and obviously they're very, very well known for this. Look at any piece of media depicting a Greek man, it's either this or this. And I'm going to be referring more to the second dude, but I'm sure this guy is very lovely as well. I think it's an incredible achievement to live within such a fucked up economic, political, everything system. A country that's practically falling apart and be so laid back, so chill in this hilariously overindulgent, flamboyant Greek way. If you walk around any non-touristy town in mainland Greece, you will just run into the fattest, friendliest dudes just sitting around, smoking Karelia cigars, eating piles of bugatsa and knocking that down with some Mythos beer, literally acting as if they got 7 million USD in the bank or something. In reality, he actually probably owes the local casino 7 million USD and he's dead broke. But they just got that vibe, man. This picture depicts it perfectly, I think. My praise of Greek people does kind of implode when you mention Athens, because it's almost like the excessive indulgence of Greek civilization is finally met with severe karma in Athens. Everyone there is just the complete opposite of what I've been talking about. Introverted, worried, stressed, skinny, angry Athenians. However, you still do find gems in the city. Like for example, when I was in Ammonia, I had to walk through a crowd of m***ed out zombies into some dodgy looking building in an alley. Open the door, it's a different world. Yellow walls, garden furniture, old Greek people laughing, bouzouki music blasting. I was served some of the best lamb I've ever eaten in my life by some old Greek lady. So honestly, the stereotype can get an 8 out of 10. I swear the Greek tourism board doesn't have me on payroll, man, I swear. Well, now we got North Macedonia. Now in my previous video about this topic, all I said about the Balkans was that their whole region is rightfully North Macedonian. Obviously I only said this because it's the fairest way to make every single Balkaner angry. Even North Macedonians were mad that I said that because I referred to them as North Macedonia, not Macedonia. Every single Balkaner hates on North Macedonia, man, I swear to God. It's like the one thing that unites all these ununitable people. So I guess from an outside perspective, these guys would be seen as the underdogs, but from an inside perspective, the stereotype about these guys is that they just exist for the purpose of pissing everyone off a little bit. Yeah, these guys get a whole lot of shit, man. I think they're obviously the underdogs. The stereotype is very accurate. 10 out of 10. Like, come on, man. We gotta let these guys live, bro. They literally already gotta deal with surviving in this GTA lobby of a country, right? And everyone still shits on them, bro. Like, give them a break, man. Give them a break. And before I sign off, I got some honorary mentions. These countries are kind of like half considered Balkan. Turkey. The stereotype about these guys is that they are non-humanly ultra-nationalist, to the point where I would not be surprised if I saw a Turkish man sleeping sandwiched between two body pillows, one of Ataturk and one of Erdogan. The problem with this is that this stereotype completely disregards the millions of non-Turkish people that live within Turkish borders. Also, I'm thinking there must be at least some Turks that don't consider their country to be the best thing that ever happened in the history of the universe ever. I mean, come on, have a look at how the lira's doing and then let me know what you think, huh? I guess the even more uninformed Turkish stereotype is just kebab or hairline. I mean, this is a good description of 95% of their tourism industry, which does make up a significant portion of their economy. So, 6 out of 10 for accuracy. Romania. One very famous stereotype, of course, thievery. I just don't think this one is correct, man. Look, if this problem was actually as bad as people say it is, how could the palace still be standing? A, all Romanians hate what this building stands for. B, it's extremely valuable. The perfect combination. How has it not been stolen? Yeah, stop the cap. 1 out of 10. Moldova. I guess the only thing these guys are known for around the world is these type of YouTube videos. There really was just one period of time on YouTube where genuinely everyone went to Moldova for some reason. Yeah, God knows. I really can't think of anything else these guys are stereotyped as apart from just poverty-stricken YouTube clickbait. Basically, Romanians, but even poorer. I mean, the country's language is always stated as Moldovan, but according to Google, Moldovan is widely considered to be identical to standard Romanian. I don't get it, man. 8 out of 10. Hungary. Now, this is probably the biggest stretch when it comes to classifying a country as Balkan. I think most Balkanists see these guys as different in every way. I mean, I guess because they migrated so far, so long ago from a different part of the world, the people you could compare them to most are the Roma people, also known as gypsies. Yeah, I mean, Hungarians like to plead and plead that they are Central European, whatever that means. So I think the stereotype about these guys is that they kind of act like they're much better than all their Balkanic neighbors in a kind of suspicious European supremacy way. But A, you guys are literally more Asian than anyone else in Europe, okay? B, you guys have an actual brain-dead version of Gru running your country. So if I was you, I'd quit trying to be all Austrian and shit and instead make peace with your many Balkan neighbors. And there we go, Balkan stereotypes. We went through all of them and even covered some non-Balkan countries as well. Wow. Anyone who watched to the end till now has rightfully earned a PhD in Balkanism. Consider yourselves all A-star graduates. If you want to watch an even longer video by me where I definitely talk about your country because I talk about every single country ever in it, then click here. Just click here. Do it. I know you wanna. Just click it. I know you